Hello. They said, turn on the mic. I said, we don't have time to go to dinner. You know, hey, you didn't pay for me, I'm complimentary, so I can say that. All right, peace and love. Thank you for all dressing in your coolest hippie Woodstock kind of stuff. You know, if you were truly recreating Woodstock, you'd all be muddy right now. You don't want to get out. All right. Did you like Act 1 of the 60s? Yeah? All right, we're going to stay in the 60s. We're going to go later in the decade and something very important in Elvis's career. If you were at Elvis Week during August, and you should have been, and if you were there, you should have come to some of the conversations I had with the creative minds that worked on the '68 comeback special. And hopefully you follow Gates of Graceland on the YouTube, as all the kids talk about, the videos that they play. I interviewed the guys that worked on the '68 with Elvis, and that'll be posted in December in honor of the 50th anniversary, so just be on the lookout for that. But let's go back on NBC. On Tuesday, December 3rd, 1968. Were you around on that Tuesday night watching television? Who was on the cover of the TV Guide that week?
And Margaret.
And Margaret. Oh, look at you. Thank you. The #1 rated show of the week and the #1 rated show of that season was Singer Presents Elvis. Singer's sewing machine company, but it was kind of appropriate that Singer Presents Elvis. I thought that's kind of cool. It was a special that week knocked the #1 show of the week out of #1, and so Rowan and Martin's Laughing came in #2. #1 was Elvis Presley. He had only been doing movie soundtracks for the 7 or 8 years before the special, and they knew something else was needed. There needed to be a challenge in Elvis's career, and so Colonel came to Elvis and says, I got a great idea. We're going to make a Christmas special. You're going to sing all Christmas songs, and then we'll have an album come out the next week. Bang, easy peasy, let's be done. And Elvis said, so they met with the producer, Steve Bender. Steve Bender was this visionary producer-director that had an idea about what he wanted to do. He had done all kinds of musical specials during the 60s, and he knew Elvis was better than a Christmas special. So he put together something with Elvis that has become legendary, and the way that it happened is magical, and we talk about that in the YouTube series in Gates. Alan Bly, the co-writer, was in Memphis. Billy Goldenberg, the music director from the '68 comeback special, and I have to tell a quick story on Billy. Billy's about 90 years old, he's about that tall, he has a cane. He came in and he said, I'm very happy to be here, I'm so excited to be here. He says, I loved Elvis, I worked with him one time, and this is a guy that worked with like Streisand and Sinatra and Tony Bennett. I mean, he's a trained musician. And he said, Elvis was the most naturally talented musician I ever worked with. And Billy's partner, Earl Brown, wrote the song, If I Can Dream, and Billy said, it was up to me. He said it was a perfect song, I didn't want to do anything else to it. And I said, Billy, you're not telling the whole truth, you did something else. Billy, the music director for the '68 comeback special, said, I didn't want Elvis to just start singing. I wanted Elvis to have a moment to think about it, for the audience to listen to what he was about to say. And so little Billy Goldenberg, 50 years ago, wrote a few notes that went like, much better than that, but you get what I'm trying to say. That's what Billy contributed. And then Steve Bender, who hung out with Elvis on the set and when they were rehearsing, and he would see Elvis go in his dressing room with his guys, and they would sit around and they would tell stories. And that's when Steve Bender invented Unplugged. He said, Elvis, we're going to do that on stage. And Elvis said, we're going to do what on stage? And he said, we're going to meet Elvis because we weren't doing anything. We were just sitting around. And Steve Bender said, I want you to do it on stage. And Elvis said to Steve Bender, well, the only way I can do that is if you get DJ and Scotty. Yeah. So Steve Bender called, and they were like, we don't want to come to Burbank and do it. He go, well, you're a special, Elvis has asked for you to be here. And they said, we'll be on the next play. So if Elvis had his boys with him, he was comfortable. What you saw was totally unrehearsed. It was something that just happened. It was one of the portions of the original 68. And if you go back and watch the original version of the 68, the sit-down is a very small portion of it, but it's really something that's remembered so importantly today. Like I said, the Christmas wanted a Christmas special, the Colonel wanted a Christmas special, but Elvis felt the challenge with the 68 comeback special. It was a challenge that actually pushed him into the next year. This special airs in December of 68. January of 69, he goes to American Sound. He records Suspicious Minds, In the Ghetto, Kentucky Rain. In July of 69, he goes to Vegas and he opens at the International Hotel. And then we know what happens after that. But it all starts on a Tuesday night, December 3rd, 1968. We're going to recreate that for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Singer presents Elvis.